Hey guys, my name is Bando, this is Brexit Bando, and today I'm having a bit of a moan, so if you're not in the mood for a kind of negative video, feel free to click away. And the subject for today's video, as you can see on screen, is 3D printing. And, you know, you'd expect someone like me, who is a champion of the concept of 3D printing, to be all behind 3D printing, but I'm not. I have a bit of a gripe. That gripe is 3D printing providers. If you do not own a 3D printer yourself, there are services out there like 3D Game Shop UK, like Gator 3D, who I've used both of those before and been quite happy with what I've got from them, as you may have seen in previous videos. So you can order parts through them, you can send them custom orders, they'll print them out for you and ship them over to you. And I am currently looking at another print provider. You know, I want to keep doing that series, I quite like it. It's a good way of getting 3D printed parts. And yeah, so one of the UK's bigger 3D print companies recently posted onto their social media this image of a Mark V-esque Indomitus Terminator. And I love Indomitus Terminators, and Mark V Heresy armor is my favourite pattern of Heresy armor. And everything about this is fantastic. I think it's great. The designer of these files, who I'm not going to drop their name because that's pretty bad form, is one of my favourites. I believe they are close to the current gold standard for 3D printed files. And I've got several of their files already that I've paid for. Their pricing's not too bad. It was better when all their files were uploaded for free, but you know, they've got to make money too. But the files generally don't cost more than, I think, £6 is probably the most expensive one. So, looking here, we've got all these parts, and they're all up on this manufacturer's website for in separate packs. So combi bolters, torsos, legs, heads, shoulder pads. And for a laugh, I decided to go and price up what a 10-man squad of these Mark V Heresy Terminators would be. And factoring in the cost of 2 boxes of the 5-man new Indomitus Terminators, just to keep it fair, buying it at retail. Oh, pardon me. I was shocked with the price. For 10 Terminators and the upgrades for them, to make sure that everyone has the upgrades, was £184. £184. That doesn't cover special weapons, that doesn't cover any different melee weapons, just what comes in the box. And I was taken aback a little, because at £184 I can purchase an Anycubic Photon Mono printer for £179 from Amazon right now. So I was shooketh and a little mad. I was moulding. I was coping and Seethenhagen. Because £184 for 10 men is even beyond Forge World prices. And I understand that, you know, you have your costs as a provider. But that's ridiculous. Your 3D printing software tells you how much resin you're using. It lets you price your resin, and oh, pardon me. You know, you do this, and this entire 10-man thing would probably fit onto one build tray, and is going to be 50p's worth of resin. So for about £190, I'm getting a 3D printer and a bottle of resin. That's insane. This is supposed to make it cheaper for us. 3D printing is supposed to be better than retail, and like that's ridiculous, because even if GW made that upgrade kit, it wouldn't cost that much. And I get it, we're in the UK. The UK is getting more and more expensive every single day, and I don't know where this manufacturer is based. They could be in the heart of London, where everything costs through the roof. But this ain't it, Chief. Like, I want these parts, and I will be buying these files at whatever the £3 to £6 they cost per file, and I'll be printing them myself, rather than using a printing service. But it has most definitely soured me a little on making a purchase with that manufacturer, that provider, sorry. Which is sad, because they were the next on my list, basically. And I don't think it's just an issue with them. I think it's an issue across the board. Sorry, I've had a really bad back all day. I'm off my face on painkillers, and I'm very tired. I think this is indicative of a bigger problem, because there are several newer companies coming out that are pricing themselves more akin to GW than actually the rest of the industry, and I think we need to nip that in the bud before it starts to take root. Like, I get it, you're a small manufacturer, your costs are up, and you don't have the economy of scale. You're not Games Workshop. Don't pretend to be Games Workshop. You don't fall into the trap of thinking just because people will pay a huge amount of money for GW kits that your stuff is worth the same. Now, don't get me wrong, the quality here is fine, but end of the day, we're all struggling, and that's just a poor investment, really poor investment. So let me know what you think. Am I being too harsh here? Is the idea that a squad of this costs more than a 3D printer is ridiculous to me? Is that wrong? I get that some people can't have them because they haven't got the space, they haven't got, the ventilation or whatever, but a lot of modern 3D printers have negated the toxicity and the issue with fuming by including filters that plug into the machines. And they are quite small now. I mean, if you can't find a square foot in your house, you're probably messier than I am. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, guys. I'd really appreciate some feedback on this, whether or not you think I'm being too harsh here. I still love these models. This looks fantastic in every way, and the print looks really crispy. So I will probably still order from these people, but not this. Okay, guys. My name is Bando. This is Brexit Bando. I'm sorry I got to be salty over prices this early in the week. If you want to support the channel, you can just like, comment, subscribe. If you're buying models in the UK, please consider going to Element Games and using my code JAM737 at checkout to double your reward points. I'm trying to save up my reward points to try and take a big chunk out of an Imperial Knight before the price increase, because I need to buy an Imperial Knight to add to my Night Lords. So help Bando get a Knighty Night Lord. Alright guys, my name is Bando, this is Brexit Bando, I love you all, bye bye.